Good morning, happy Saturday, and welcome to your weekly angel message for the week of April the 15th through to the 22nd. I'm working with the Goddess Oracle card deck by formerly Doreen Virtue. She's now asked for her name to be removed from all the Oracle cards. Obviously, my deck is old, so it still says Doreen. I'm really not sure how to refer to the deck anymore, but that's the latest update on that. When people just decide to take their names off of decks, I'm not quite sure how to address it. So if we could all get a memo on that, that would be great. Anyways, I still am working with the cards because I love them and they have really good energy and I would recommend them. I think you can only order them directly from Hay House now. Okay, so I'm shuffling for messages from the beginning, middle, and end of the week. And if that came across as snarky, it wasn't. It's just stating the facts. The beginning of the week, again, I pulled past life. And I say again because for those of you who are subscribed to my newsletter know that the message for April is past life issues. And again, we're carrying them still through the rest of the month. Perfect validation that that message that I channeled was right at the beginning of the month. Not that I need to be right, but validation that we're that information is correct because we need that correct information. That's what's happening is the issues around us are past life. We're healing them. And Archangel Michael just looked at me and said it's also issues from the past. So past life and past. He's saying this card also denotes issues from the past. So what I'm saying is the issues that are affecting you right now are old. And what I'm saying is, are you willing to consider that now's the time to heal them? Okay, so whatever is coming up for you this week, it's really important to know that open up your arms and surrender and say, okay, I may have an old pattern or an old wounding. The angels are still with you. They're still supporting you, but they're saying, take a look at the sphere of the past and see if there's anything there that needs healing, okay? And there's a lot of good that could come of this too, I'm seeing. Athena Inner Wisdom is the card for the middle of the week. Athena is powerful, powerful Grecian goddess, warrior, connected to the Olympics in Greece. And really just, this card is about inner wisdom. And this card is speaking to you know what to do. And that you really are working on just following your inner knowing. Not your ego, not what everybody else is saying or doing, but your inner knowing. So I love this card. I love this message because your knowingness is 100% psychic right now. You know exactly what to say. You know what to do. You don't need to calculate or, quote, figure stuff out. We already have infinite knowledge that we have access to inside of us if we would take the time to listen and calm down. Many of us are too anxious and moving into the future and wondering about, oh, what's possible? Well, what's going to happen? Is this going to be there? Is that going to be there? No, stop. Okay? Because God has already grace for every moment. God already has an answer to that question. And if you really stop and think about it, your whole life is an orchestration. Everything that you need is there. There's opportunity at every moment. So you don't really need to constantly worry. That's why we have angels. That's why we could say, like, I get it. You right now don't have a job, or you don't know if you're going to have a job in a month, or there's lots of things that we don't know. And I get that those can be anxiety producing, but are they, or are you already anxious? And these situations are a reflection of that anxiety. What if you instead stop putting the cart before the horse and calm down and connect to God and the angels because you have angels around you? And what I'm saying is this is an opportunity for you to, instead of being anxious about your life, is to see that everything is happening for you and that there are no mistakes. So start with the angels around you, start with your inner knowingness, whatever your situation, whatever your problems are right now, and go, what am I guided to do right now? Not next week, not tomorrow, right now, what am I guided to do? And that will lead you to a miracle every time. But you got to trust it, okay? I want to talk about the card on the bottom of the deck, which, as those of you who follow me regularly know, this is the exclamation mark of your reading. I always like to give tips psychic development tips in all my videos. And this is your exclamation card. This is start delegating. This is ask other people to help you. If you feel stuck right now, what I'm saying is you need to delegate jobs and responsibilities to others so that you don't feel overwhelmed. Really, really important message. Now let's go to the end of the week, which is Ishtar, boundaries. Perfect message. For those of you who follow me on Instagram know that I actually channeled this message about boundaries at 4 o'clock in the morning, and so I made a post about it, about how as light workers and empaths, having boundaries is so important because we easily will override our own boundaries to please others, and then what happens is we cross our own boundaries, we betray ourselves, and then we're constantly feeling resentful, or we're constantly in situations that we don't want to be. But if we have boundaries, then that would really help all. Not just, and here's how they're saying all. It would help all people involved in the situation. And it would also help the situation, people to connect to each other more like authentically and more easily and more miraculously, meaning things would be much more able to work out if people knew where they stood all of the time. And so there's nothing wrong with saying no. There's nothing wrong with letting people know like what's too much, or what you're able to give, and that kind of thing. So this is a really important message for everybody, is have boundaries, right? Love yourself enough to say no to other people's demands on your time and on your energy, because people could be draining. People could just demand, when people are scared or anxious, they just kind of, they want to hold on to you because you seem to know the answers. But no, people all have answers. Everybody has answers inside of them. Everybody has angels around them. And it's not your job to try to convince somebody to like you, or to convince somebody that things are going to work out. People have their own guidance and they have to figure things out. So boundaries. All right. Enough of that preaching. Preach, preach. I like to preach. I have since I was a little girl. It just comes out of me. I'm looking at my phone, not because I'm getting a text, because I want to talk about dates. We have really important dates coming up. So the Tuesday of every month, so the following 16th, 23rd, and 30th of April are still psychic development nights at Joy and Vitality. But on April the 30th, Marie Miranda, who's an intuitive medium, will be joining me at Joy and Vitality that night. Now, she's a medical intuitive, which means she gets stuff around your illnesses. Meaning if I told her like, hey, I kind of hurt my knee this morning, what are you getting about that? She'd be able to tell you. And the reason why I'm bringing her isn't just to bring attention to her, because of course I want to bring attention to her because she's good, but I also want to bring attention to the fact that some of you out there might also be medical mediums, and that's important too, because there's not a lot of medical intuitives, and especially there's no medical intuitives that have their own TV shows. So because of that, it's still like an underground thing for mainstream people. It's not universally appealing yet, right? We have like 4 mediums with a reality show. Hello, that's not the only kind of psychic there is. There's also empaths. There's also angel intuitives, which I am as well. There's also medical intuitives, which Marie is. They need shows too, because we need to bring this information to the light so that more people can get help. Not everybody is getting help from a doctor. Some doctors don't legitimately have answers for certain illnesses, but Marie does. So that's why I want all of you medical mediums to come out of the spiritual closet. And it's no agenda of mine. It's except for the fact that as an earth angel, I feel this impulse for us all to heal. And if you medical mediums don't come out, people are not healing. So get to work and come meet Marie. If that's inspiring for you, great. If not, call her yourself and ask her for mentorship, because you're important. Your light is important. What you have to say is important. Your needs are important, and your healing abilities are important. So that was a channeled message, and that's good. All right. Other events coming up in May. I have 2 events kind of back to back. So Friday, May the 10th is my night with Spirit. So that's really awesome. That's when I do like a group reading, audience readings, and that'll be 7 p.m. at Joy and Vitality on the store's 2nd year anniversary. So I'm super excited about that. The other thing that I'm saying is happening the next day is a new event I'm doing that's once a month, and that is called Burning Questions. Now, this is kind of a fun event because As most of you know, I usually just book 1 hour private readings at the center. But now I've been guided to also do 15-minute mini readings for those of you who just kind of have like one question that is like a burning question. Like you want to know, should I stay with him? Yes or no? Should I stay with his job? Yes or no? So they're very short. They're only $34. And you just come in. There's only 8 spots though every month. So that's going to fill up really fast. But I'm excited for it because it gives me better access to those of you who either can't afford the hour reading or just don't need an hour reading. You know, and not everybody knows I have a 1 text message service as well. I wake up almost every day to at least one question saying like, hey, I just have 1 question. And that's another service for you as well. It's just $20 with a maximum of 2 questions per day because I'm very busy. But you can purchase 2 questions a day if you just want to text me that. And then that saves you money and time if you don't need an hour reading. Our readings are more for people who need a lot of guidance. And what I'm saying is you want to know about your love life, your career, or you have one particular issue you need a lot of guidance around. And that's what most people do. But what I'm saying is it's important for you to know that if even in between those hour readings, you just have 1 question, that you could come to me for that. So, that's a lot of talking. And those are a lot of things going on, but I'm excited. I got to meet some really cool people at the first psychic development night on Tuesday. I really like that. I really do. I like meeting people. And it's also cheap. It's by donation, right? Just $15 minimum. And you get to come and I support your gift. So yeah, Tuesday nights are happening now. That's new. And the burning question. So go to my website if you need more details at juliespiritualhealer.com. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful week. God bless.